That's right, indeed. We are here in Nashville, Tennessee for Monster Jam. Here in the second quarter, we've got a great lineup of monsters ready to battle it out here in Tennessee. This is a very special commentary because it's my first one in my new home in Phoenix, Arizona. This is the beginning of a new era of Who's Ready for Monster Jam, and it's really cool to be getting out here. I want to just give a quick shout out to Jazz Tapia. His birthday was on the day of this show, so I figured it would be pretty cool to give him a little bit of a shout out here. But I am ready. Monster Jam is in Nashville. Video credit goes to Monster Fan 2019, and let's get into the show. We have quite the intriguing lineup today. A lot of not very well-known names will be competing here in Nashville. So this should be an exciting show. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of drivers are there's one driver making his Monster Jam debut, Brandon Budd. But we're here in Random Racing Round 1. We have Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior taking on Colton Eichelberger in Max D. Neil Elliott is the chassis that I believe that's chassis that Colton's driving on. That Colton just took a hard hit, but he's moving on to round number 2. Next up here we have Adam Anderson in Gravedigger taking on Steve Sims in Stone Crusher. Adam looking really fast going to this last turn. And that speed will pay off as he takes about a 3-truck length victory over Steve Sims. Adam Anderson looking very fast here in the first round. Now we have Alex Barton and Bounty Hunter taking on Heavy D and Brodos. We've seen Alex Barton now. This is his second show in Monster Jam. He was able to drive Red Baron in Salinas. Now getting to drive Bounty Hunter here in Nashville. But Heavy D pulling far ahead with a huge win. A huge lead, about 6 truck lengths over Alex Barton. So Heavy D is moving on. Next up here we have Brandon Budd making his Monster Jam debut in the Fire Zombie, taking on Brian Wright in Hooked. It may not be his Monster Jam debut. I've never seen him drive Monster Jam before. I know he's driven Monster trucks. I just don't really know about his Monster Jam status. But it seems like he's got a close race right now against Brian Wright that he is not going to get the win in. It's going to go to Brian Wright in Hooked. Not very filled up here in the seats. Now we have Steven Thompson and Earthshaker. He is going up against the Red Baron truck, which is another driver who has not been in Monster Jam for a very long time. It's Tanner Root in his first year driving in Monster Jam. And he really, a terrible turn. Going over the turning jump, that's going to probably be a 5-second penalty. It doesn't matter because Steven Thompson walks away with that win anyway. Steven Thompson does look very fast in this truck. Next up here we have Bad Company and John Gordon taking on Mark Hall in Raminator. John Gordon taking a little bit easy going into this final turn. He knows he's got a good advantage over Mark Hall. And he messes up a little bit, but it doesn't matter because Mark Hall runs out of energy going over the final jump and is not going to finish the race. Now we're in the second round of racing. We have Scott Buto in the ISO Toro Loco taking on Colton Eichelberger in Maxi. This is Colton's second ride in this front engine truck here in the second quarter. I believe that's Neil Elliott's chassis. What a turn for Colton Eichelberger! But it doesn't matter, another hard finish. Scott Buto pulling out a win. A big win, moving on to the semifinals. He's looked so good in racing all year long. Man, Scott Buto, this is a new Scott Buto that we're seeing here, pulling out racing wins. I like this. He's moving on to the semifinals. Next we have Adam Anderson and Gravedigger taking on Heavy D in Brodozer. Heavy D has stepped up his racing game a lot lately. It's nice to see that. We'll see if he can take down the heavy hitter Adam Anderson. What a turn out of Adam. He fishtails just a little, but it's not going to matter. It's Heavy D. Another really awkward bounce from one of these drivers. is not going to get the win. It's Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Another close race. These guys are not very smooth in this racing track. Next we have Candace Jolly in the Dalmatian taking on Brian Wright in Hooked. Nice to see Candace Jolly given the opportunity to drive at some second quarter shows. But looks like she's going to be upset here as Brian Wright in Hooked knocks the tail off of the Dalmatian. Moving on to the semifinals. Next up, we have Bad Company. It seems like they both burped at the starting line. Bad Company, John Gordon and Steven Thompson in Earthshaker. I think they both burped at the line. Honestly, what do you do if both drivers get a red light? You just let them finish? I don't know. Either way, a very close race coming to the final jump, but it's Earthshaker. Steven Thompson getting that win barely at another very hard bounce. In the semifinals of racing now is Adam Anderson and Gravedigger will take on Scott Puzo in the ISO Toro Loco. Like I said, Scott Puzo, the newly improved racer, but Adam Anderson has a beautiful turn, and he's going to coast to a truck and a half in victory lane. What a race. Adam Anderson has looked fast since the beginning of his racing night. Let's see if that'll pay off. He's going to the final round. Next up, we have Earthshaker and Steven Thompson taking on Brian Wright and Hook. Two drivers not really well known for their racing skills or well known in Monster Jam in general. Are in the semifinals. The winner will take on Adam Anderson. It's a close race right now. Brian Wright had a lead. They both bobble a little bit, but Brian Wright and Hooked is moving on to the final round of racing to take on the black and green Wrecking Machine. We are here in the final round of racing. Brian Wright and Hooked looking to pull out a huge upset over the fastest racer of the night, Adam Anderson. Adam has looked so good all day long. Brian Wright trying to keep up, but it's not going to be a match by 2 truck lengths, 2.5. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger is your racing winner. Really no contest, but he was the fastest racer all night long. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, a very well-deserved win and a very, very impressive win. That may have been the best night of racing we've seen out of Adam all year long. Going for a nice victory leap there as well. I'm looking forward to this two-wheel and freestyle competition. We've got a lot of great potential talent here in the field. I'm looking forward to it. But as you see here, Adam Anderson still very pumped up about his win. Nissan Stadium, I have a question for you. Who's ready for the Monster Jam Two-Wheel Skills Challenge? Starting off our two-wheel, we have Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Not a good first hit. I'm going to have to give that a 1.5. And a bad second hit. I'm going to have to give that a 1.25, which would total up to a 2.75. Next up, we have Steve Sims in Stone Crusher. That was a bad hit as well. I'm going to have to give that a 1.25 for the first hit. Lining up for the Jammer. And another bad hit, so I'm going to have to give that a 2.25, meaning your leader, Bryce Kenny, with a 2.75. Next up, we have Alex Barden in Bounty Hunter. And another really bad hit. I'm going to have to give that a 2. That looks like he's lining up for a Sky Wheelie here. An okay Sky Wheelie. I'll give that a 2 for a total of a 4. We have really not seen any good hits. Next up, Brandon Budden, Zombie. A pretty good first hit for Fire Zombie. And this second hit, just as good. I'm going to give those both 3s, which will total up to a 6. Next up, we have Tanner Root in Red Baron. Not really a good first hit. And I'm going to have to give that a total of a 3.5 for Red Baron. Up next we have Colton Eichelberger in Max D, lining up for a moonwalk here on the backflip ramp. Well, already the best hit of the day so far. Not that great, but we'll see if he can get a better second one. It's really not hard because your leader's got a 6 in my book with Brandon Budd. But that's not going to be a good second hit. It was a little muddy on the track out here earlier, which could be affecting the track. I'd have to give that a 5.5 for Max D. And wow, not a great hit for Brodozer either. Brodozer going for his second hit here. He is really going a little bit on a wild ride. I'd have to give that a 5.5 for Brodozer in total. First hit was just not good enough, so that would mean that Brendan Budd is still your leader here overall. I think overall, though, that Heavy D had a better run. Candice Jolly, a solid first hit there. And go for another Sky Relay. I'd have to give that a 6.25 total, which would be enough to take the lead. Next up, we have Bad Company. This is John Gordon. Solid first hit there for John. We'll see what his second store lies. Not a great second hit. I'd have to give that a total of a 5 for the Bad Company. Next up here, we have Scott Buto and Iso Toro Loco. A pretty good first hit. And a really good second hit there. I'm going to have to give that a 7.5 for Scott Buto, which would be your new leader. And Stephen Thompson and Earthshaker going for a bit of a wild ride and a nice save for the Earthshaker machine. Stephen Thompson. All right. That was very interesting, and so was that. I don't really know what that was. I'm going to have to give it a total of a 5.25 for Earthshaker. Now Raminator. This is Mark Hall. Not a great first hit. Oh yeah, he's going to drag that tail along into a slap wheel. I'm going to have to give that a 6 for the Raminator. Next up, coming in 13th, the 13th truck out, this is Hooked and Brian Wright. So 2 solid hits. I'm going to have to give him a total of a 5. And there's 1 truck left, and it's Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. And he's going to walk a slap wheelie down the track. Yes, what a beautiful hit for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, looking to double down right now in Nissan Stadium. And a really nice second hit. I'm going to have to give that an 8.5, which would mean that your winner is Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Let me go and double check that just to be sure. Okay, so no, your winner was Brodozer, and yet again, the fans, really not a great showing there, but it's either way, a pretty good run. Next up, we have Brian Wright and Hook starting off the freestyle competition today. 2 really nice hits back to back, starting off his run. I don't know, Adam had a good run. I just think overall Adam had a much better run. Not a great two-wheel competition though, in summary. But Brian Wright starting things off here in freestyle. I like that. Brian Wright is a good freestyler. It's nice to see him starting off the competition right. And he's already getting some really nice air. I like the way that this guy drives. He always puts down a really nice show whenever he's on the track. For an independent driver, he's one of, in my opinion, maybe a top 5 independent driver in the sport. We'll see where he falls in the top 50 drivers of the year in December. I have a feeling he's going to be pretty high up. And some really nice air, too. I mean, he airs this hooked machine out. This beautiful Chevy. It's going to back it up to line up for the jammer. Oh my, Brian Wright and Hooked. Getting some nice air. So far, a really good run. Approaching 30 seconds. I would love to see Brian Wright get in a backflip. That would be so great for him. Last night, the guy who started off freestyle last weekend in Foxborough was cracking. Nick Pagliulo got a 28 to start off the competition, which I thought was one of the top leadoff runs of the year. But right now, Brian Wright making a push. But Nick Hailulo also went for the backflip in that run, which definitely boosted up his score. But, I mean, some of these independent drivers are really doing a great job at showing up here at Monster Jam shows and throwing down. And his time is up. That hit did, in fact, count. So I'm going to have to give it a 24 for Brian Wright and Hook. So Raminator is starting off on a run right now. Starting off his run. Nothing really great for Mark Hall right off the bat. So 24 is the score to beat from Brian Wright and Hook. A really good run. Oh boy. So Raminator out on the track, a longtime veteran in Monster Jam and in monster trucks in general. He's just always been around the sport. I'm sorry that the commentary is coming later today than normal. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and the first donut of the day. That's a pretty cool thing. We don't get to see donuts too often, and when you're the first one, you're going to get yourself a few points for that. But I'm sorry that it's so late. We just moved in. We've been doing a lot, and it's already only 12:30 when I'm recording this, but I have to upload it by 1 o'clock my time for it to be up at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I eventually will start getting those shows out at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Right now, Raminator Mark Hall trying to throw down a solid run. He's coming out here spinning those BKT Ram tires. He's trying to take the lead, but I don't really think it will. Some solid air, one of the I just said bitter and beggar. One of the better hits of his run. Solid, he's getting close to the ending of his run here. That is it, the time is up, but he did start this donut when the clock expired, so this does count towards his scoring. Alright, a solid run for Raminator and Mark Hall. I'm going to have to give that a 19. And right off the bat, Scott Buto coming out, getting some nice air, announcing his presence. That was nice already. Scott coming out here and announcing himself as saying, hey, I'm here, I'm freestyling. Get yourselves ready. He knocked that tailgate off during the two-wheel competition with his beautiful sky wheelie. He's getting some really good air. Scott Buto has 3 freestyle wins this whole year, so I'm sure he would love to add on to that a little bit right now in Nashville. Wow, Scott Buto really cross-threading things up. He's getting some huge air. Oh my goodness, Scott Buto! I mean, we're used to Scott doing good things, but he really hasn't had the best years. The best of years, but I mean right now, this has been a really good run. And he's coming out so early, getting that first backflip down, gets him some more points. Huge air. He is really flying out here across Nissan Stadium, home of the Tennessee Titans. Oh my, Scott Buto is absolutely sending it. What a run for Scott Buto and Iso Toro Loco. One of the top runs I think he's ever thrown down. He's just going all out, hit after hit, and a nice bounce there. And he's on all 4 BKT tires. And going for this first backflip. The first driver to get a backflip automatically gets 4 points for attempting a backflip. However, he does have to back up. That's going to hurt his scores just a little. Going for the backflip here. And it's gonna land perfectly. Scott Buto and Iso Toro Loco making a push for his 4th freestyle win of the year right now. What a great run. Time is up. Nothing else counts towards the scoring, but what a run out of Scott Buto. I'm gonna have to give that a 35 for the Iso Toro Loco machine. What a run. Scott Buto throwing it down out here. Next up we have Alex Barden in Bounty Hunter. We've got a lot of trucks to come, but Scott Buteau just set the bar really, really high at being the third truck out in freestyle. The last driver to win as the third truck out was Cynthia Gauthier in MetLife, so I think that number 3 spot has something a little special this year. They may designate before the show, like, when is the first good truck gonna come out, and they probably designated it as like number 3 for a few shows. Because you don't want to just start it off with the not as exciting trucks and then just work your way, because then people won't watch. But if you start off, you like mix in some of the great drivers early, then people are getting intrigued right away. It also kind of ups the expectations for the rest of the drivers to come, which is why guys like Alex Barden may be at a little bit of a disadvantage coming after Scott Buteau. But Alex Barden's also rocking his second ever Monster Jam show right now, so it's still a learning experience. He's an independent driver and finally bursting his way onto the Monster Jam scene. But I mean, this just is not really the best of runs that you're going to see out there. But again, a young kid, he's got a bright future ahead of him, so you never know what he's going to do. He's got some potential, I can see that. He's got the ability to become a nice driver, just not really reaching that yet. Oh, looks like Alex Barden's going to back it up to get some air over the jammer. Alex Barden! Okay, he didn't really go that hard to it, but it was still a nice hit for Alex Barden and the Bounty Hunter. This is so far turning out to be a pretty solid run. Your lowest score right now is a Raminator 19. Going into donuts, this is the last hit of his run. He's continuing these donuts far after the clock. I'm going to have to give that a 15 for Alex Barden in Bounty Hunter. Now 5th, we have Earthshaker and Stephen Thompson. He is looking to get himself a freestyle win today. Stephen Thompson is without a freestyle win all year. He's making a push for it though, and a really nice one-wheel slap wheelie. That was a really cool move. Coming right in front of us, passing the camera, giving a little wave with the Earthshaker truck, riding on his Hurricane Force chassis. This is a really nice truck, and he's getting some good air, I must say. This is a pretty good run for Stephen Thompson. He is, in fact, making a push for that lead. He is going to have to back up. That will cost him 2 points, but so did Scott Buteau. A good run for Earthshaker right now, though. A backflip would be really what he needs to lock in a really great score. It's been a solid run to this point, though, I must say. This truck is I've seen a lot of improvement from Stephen Thompson this year. Really nice air, probably the biggest air of his entire freestyle. But it seems like he may be heading towards that backflip. Stephen Thompson and Earthshaker going for a backflip. And he's going to land it very, very nicely. A very nice backflip for Earthshaker. Stephen Thompson. Oh, wow, that was after the time. So we are not going to be able to count that move towards his scoring. It was some nice air. I'm going to have to give the Shake It Loose truck a 30. A nice run out of Earthshaker. Next up, we have John Gordon and Bad Company, who I believe deserved to win back out in Kansas City when we were there. He's off to a good start. Your current leader should be Scott Buteau and Ice El Toro Loco. I would assume that it is. Oh boy, he does get a little stuck there. He had to back up, but it was not a significant backup, so I'm not going to take off points. Oh, wow! Really big air out of Bad Company. John Gordon's freestyle skills have skyrocketed these last few shows. I'm so impressed at what I'm seeing. A guy who was kind of flying under the radar all for first quarter. It's as if he just turned on a switch and just out of nowhere, it's like, wow, I'm ready to go. He was also a nice slap, really, a good combo. He also was trying to break in that brand new Bad Company body all first quarter, but I mean, he got to break it in last year as well. It's just such a nice truck. And some nice air locking up those brakes to even the truck out. Like I said, threw down an amazing run in Kansas City. Oh, it sounded like he popped a tire there. Something happened with the truck. He may have popped a tire. Yes, he indeed did pop that back right tire. You could hear it when it landed. So that's going to impact his run and his chances at getting the lead and doing a backflip. But oh my, that was a very loud pop coming out of that machine. That is the end of the run for John Gordon and Bad Company. I'm going to have to give that a 14. Alex Barden, teammate. This is Tanner Root. So Tanner Root getting to drive this Red Baron truck after driving the Monster Mutt machine all the first quarter. Nice to see him making his first ever stadium appearance right now in this Red Baron truck. This Red Baron truck is very, very cool. You know, I've never really seen it before, so it's nice to see it up here. I like the look of it. It's nice, the red, really a nice design. Dude, Extreme Racing always putting out some of the top designs. That was some big air there on the slap really too. Tanner Root. Yes, there was also a lot about the kick that he got from the landing, but that was a really, really nice hit. So Tanner Root, a pretty good run right now. He is throwing this Red Baron across the track and some more really nice air. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing out of Tanner Root. He's throwing down a really good freestyle. And he's going to throw it into a donut. Wow! I'm liking this run. And Tanner Root, a little bit of a wild ride, but he's going to end up on his lid. I'm going to give that a 22 for the Red Baron. Coming out 8th, now we have Heavy D, the whistle-blowing monster truck in Brodozer. He's your two-wheel winner from this show, so he's looking to double it down. I think Adam Anderson deserves that double down so far, but you know what? He won, he got the fan vote. Really nice air right off the bat. You may remember that Nashville was the debut spot for Brodozer last year. So Brodozer has a nice special place in the heart of these Nashville fans. But man, was this quite the empty show. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, it rained a lot before the show. It rained a lot in the morning, so that definitely affected the track. So that also is affecting the way that these trucks are getting traction, but it definitely affected the attendance. Some really nice air yet again. However, he is going to have to back up, which is a deduction of points. Unless you go over an obstacle with it, then it is not, but he doesn't, so he loses 2 points on his score. Something's wrong with this truck. He's not finding it right now. Something's really not working right. Oh, he's going for the mini flip, maybe? No, he's not. He is done. The Brodozer truck coming out. I mean, Zombie coming out right away after Brodozer. I don't know if that first hit counts for Brandon Bud. I'm going to give that an 8 for the Brodozer truck. I don't think that hit counted because Brodozer was not off the track. A little bit of poor communication there. So now he's officially going, I believe. So Brandon Bud's first freestyle of the year. I don't know about any other time before this. Going down a solid run so far. So a rough break for Bulldozer cuts his night just a little bit short. No chance at a double down for him. Running up for some good air. This zombie fire truck is always a beauty. I really like it. I can't wait to get to see it piloted by Barry Musauer in the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge that we are now getting so much closer to. We are a little over 3 months away from the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge. The countdown is officially on for that show. Brandon Budd will not be probably a part of it. I doubt it. Some solid air. He's getting those zombie arms waving. I believe he broke off a hand a little earlier in the run. He's got 30 seconds left. Yes. Oh no, he didn't. It's still there. But a very impressive run, I gotta say. Brandon Budd doing a good job at just putting on a nice show. The truck was driven by Travis Mallory last weekend in Kansas City. Oh my, some really good air. And a little bit of an awkward bounce and a little mini save for the zombie machine. So that's going to be it for the zombie. I'm going to have to give that a 20 for the Brandon Budd camp. Coming out 10th, now we have Stone Crusher. This is Steve Sims. I got to believe your current leader still has to be Scott Buto in the SL Toro Loco, and he deserves it as well. Steve Sims out here in Stone Crusher, making yet another stop to his resume. A long-time veteran of the sport. I remember when I started watching Monster Jam, he was a rookie. It's so weird to say that this guy's a veteran now. I've seen him do so many things, seen him be at so many shows, so many World Finals competitions, and now this guy is classified as a veteran. It's so crazy to think about that. A little bit of an awkward bounce. Yeah, you knew that was coming. I'm going to have to give an 11 to Stone Crusher, a rough break as that truck takes an early spill. Next up, the 11th truck out of 14. This is Mohawk Warriors, Bryce Kenny. Really pretty truck and a really great driver behind the wheel. A well-represented team and a well-represented truck. Bryce Kenny really does a great job. They're promoting the not the Super Cuts, the Great Clips brand. Just all around, a really great partnership. He's also a guy that you could really count on to put down a great show every time he's out. He does good things every time on the track. Really nice air. So his run is going along pretty smoothly so far. This Mohawk Warrior truck sending it a little bit of hang time for the Great Clips machine. We have not seen a backflip since Earthshaker's Stephen Thompson did it all the way back in the 5th spot out. I think there may be something wrong with this truck though. He's not really running it the way he normally would. Or he may have just been conserving his energy for something else, like a mini flip. Bryce Kenny attempting a mini flip. Here we go. Oh my! What in tarnation was that? Oh, what a crazy finish to that run. I'm going to have to give that a 23. Next up, we have Candace Jolly and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian is already announcing her presence. Some nice air and a mini save for the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Our current leader with a 35 is Scott Buto in the ISO Toro Loco. Nice to see Candace out here, tailless and all. Tail missing and all, I guess you would say. Nice to see her out here freestyling in front of these Nashville fans. She has not gotten the opportunity to drive too much in the second quarter, but it's always great to see her getting the opportunity. Again, like I've been saying since last year, we are still waiting for Candace Jolly's first ever backflip, and maybe today will be the lucky day. I say that every single show, so I mean, you never know. You gotta just get your hopes up, because then when it does eventually happen, if it does eventually happen, you'll be excited. Again, yet another blind commentary entering the books today. Excited to be doing this one. It's a really great show. I heard a lot of great things about it. We only have 2 trucks left, though, after the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. That'll be Grave Digger and Max D, as always. No Ryan Anderson here at this show. He is helping out behind the scenes, he said, just not able to be, well, not able. He is just not driving. She has to back up. A little bit of a slick patch was hit there by the Dalmatian. Her time's winding down. If she's going to go for a backflip, now could be the time, but it sounds like her transmission's going to be giving out a little bit. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting to see a backflip right now. Oh my! Oh my! What a move! What a save out of the Monster Mutt Dalmatian! She made it going through it! Oh no, she's not! Oh, I saw her going down to that end of the track. I got a little excited. The time is up. What a save, though, out of the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. I'm going to have to give that a 23. Not a great run, not one move, though. Will probably bring her up in the fan judging, but I still think Scott Puto's had the best run tonight. Next up, we have Colton Eichelberger, the On a Mission Machine, Max D. Let me know in the comments if you remember when this truck said on the front of it, On a Mission. I always loved that. Colton looking to knock Scott Puto out of the hot seat right now. Huge air right away for him. And some more nice air locking up those brakes. Nice air. This truck is taking a lot of awkward bounces today. Oh my! Max D going to the wire right and a big save! He is shut off for right now. I don't think this will be the end of the run. I think they are just checking. He's got 64 seconds remaining. He is refired. What a save, though, for Colton Eichelberger, and Max D is setting up for his first hit here after being refired. It seems like he's been shut off again unless he's setting the fans up for some air. Oh, that's going to be it. Oh, a rough break for Colton. Just, I guess, a little too broken right now. Next up, we have the Gravedigger Machine from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. It's Adam Anderson. Really nice air off the bat. Nice hit. Oh my, Adam Anderson is ready to rumble. He is just going hit after hit. 3 hits in and he's just pulling points out of a hat. Just amazing. This guy's so good. In my opinion, in my book, he's going for a triple down right now, but in the actual show, going for a double down. That would still be very special for him. He's having a great day so far. Getting some nice air. The Jammers seem to be having a little bit of a much lower angle this second quarter. You're not getting to see as much elevation as we saw in the first quarter and even last year. Oh my! Nice sky wheelie. Adam Anderson is such a great driver. You can't say enough about this dude. He's so good. Just hit after hit, big air after big air, and an awkward pass. This could be a good move, and indeed it is. A really nice save, another save out here in Nashville. This has been quite the show. I was told this is a good show. It's living up to the hype. However, he's in 30-second territory, and he's got to do something big if he wants to get this win. Seems like he's slipping around the track a little bit. Maybe a little muddy. He's going for the side of this jump again. Oh my! Adam Anderson and Gravedigger! What was that? Oh my goodness! Adam, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, he's going over. What a run. I gotta give that a 36, which would be your winner. What a run. Yes, indeed, it is your winning freestyle out here in the beautiful Nashville Stadium of Nissan Stadium. What a night we had. This was so spectacular from start to finish, save after save, move after move. We had a total of 5 highlights coming out of Nashville. What a great show. Next weekend you get to see a 2017 show before we have San Antonio next weekend. We've got Lincoln, Nebraska from 2017. That'll be a good show. Looking forward to that. My first arena show in a while. So that'll be pretty cool getting to see some throwbacks. But what a night today. Nashville Nissan Stadium really did a great job at getting these fans on their feet. What a night. Monster Jam in Nashville is wrapped up for 2019. Hopefully next year to live up to the hype yet again. I will see you all next time. Monster Jam in Arizona. Who's ready for Monster Jam? New chapter kicking off in a nice way.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.